getting back into the swing of things. And we are getting back into the swing of things with Resolute Climb and the YouTube channel. This is something that I have not paid a lot of attention to for about 4 or 5 months, but want to get back into it because even if I only have 5 followers, even if I only have 1 follower, if I can make an impact on someone's life in a professional, personal way, then I've achieved something. Getting back into the swing of things can be really, really tough because you feel for me, there's an aspect of nervousness that, well, what if this is just a waste of time? And maybe it will be. And you'll find things in life where you're going to want a guaranteed outcome. I don't want to do this unless I know, I don't want to do X unless I know Y is going to happen. And that is why I think a lot of times people end up staying in jobs that they don't like. Now, I'm fortunate, praise be to God, that I am in a position that everything that I do to make money, I enjoy doing. I enjoy being a mediator. I enjoy mediating. I mean, I enjoy mediating some of the cases that I have to mediate, such as guardianships, which I've talked about on social media. They can be very, very emotional, very, very draining mentally. Whereas a business dispute, hey, Mike Algio was supposed to provide 1,000 widgets by July 1st, and then on June 27th, repudiate it. And you can brainstorm options. Very vanilla, very static, very business, very little to almost no emotion involved. And I love doing alcohol and drug counseling. I love being an alcohol and drug counselor. If I can have an impact on someone's life and their relationship to alcohol or drugs, mission accomplished. I am taking the California bar exam. So, cycle back a little bit. I am a law school graduate. Now, it took me 3 tries. Actually, I'll do it in Inglorious Bastards. 3 tries to finish law school. I went to Thomas Jefferson School of Law for a year and a half, and I failed like a rock. They dropped me like a rock, for sure. And then, this is all in San Diego, California, by the way. And then I went to Trinity Law School. And Trinity Law School ran like a Saturday deal where you took a bunch of classes on a Saturday. Long day, long day. And because you took 3 classes on a Saturday. And I mean, we're talking from 9 to 6, which you might think, it's not that bad. Hey, when you're taking contracts, legal writing, torts, and criminal law in one day, yeah, that's that. By about 3 o'clock, you're toast. You're just kind of hanging in there. You're just a body in a seat. And I dropped like a rock. And this is where my love for Laura really comes into play. And we'll talk a little bit about Laura in future videos. When Kitty sees this, don't worry, Kitty, I have a video in mind just for you. And I was actually going to study nursing. I was going to be like, you know what? God does not have it in it for me to be a lawyer or to study law or to have a law degree. As much as I want this, I'm just not able to achieve it for whatever reason. I'm just not able to wrap my mind around it. I'm not studying hard enough. I'm thinking too much of my dick. Whatever the case may be. And I go for a 3rd try. So San Francisco Law School has just opened a campus in San Diego. Basically, it wasn't because I'm that special, and I get that. It was because they needed bodies in the seat for this new satellite campus from San Francisco Law School, because the main campus is where? Well, San Francisco. And they put me in on a provisional acceptance. And the first year I pass. I'm like, holy shit, this is what it feels like to pass. And the second year, a little rocky, challenges, but made it through. Failed at property, which I was always terrible at property. For those who study law or attorneys or in the legal field, if you're taking property law, not my forte, for sure. And then I'm passing, and I have my law degree. I'm looking at it right now. something to be proud of. Now, if I would have been a shitty nurse, for sure. And I'm so happy I got that law degree. Because even if I never practiced law, to have that achievement, that's a huge deal. Now, did I know the outcome of it? No. Historically, if anything, it was likely that I was going to fail based upon everything that happened previously. But I got it. Now, I'm taking the bar, the California bar, for the 4th time. Will I pass it this time? I'm always keeping a positive mental attitude. However, it's just been, and this is not an excuse, it's an explanation, if anything, that I haven't focused on it in the way that a lot of other people do. So I'm cautiously optimistic. However, I'm fully prepared that a likely outcome will be that I'll have to take it a 5th time. That's just the deal. If I didn't take the 5th time, that's okay. If I take it the 20th time, that's okay. I'm going to pass this thing at some point, or I'm going to be dead. One or two. Because this is like my albatross. This is my great white whale, to use a Melville reference. So when you start over, when you're taking things on, and you want a likely outcome, because I wasn't actually going to, quick background. I wasn't, so the California bar is next month. I tried to get my money back. I was like, you know what? Not feeling it, too much work, too much this, too much that. And I tried to withdraw. Now I could have withdrawn, but guess what? Guess what the California bar was going to do with the money that I paid? We're talking like a G note. So we're not talking like $100. This is a little over a G note. They weren't going to give me my money back. So I could still take it, or I could withdraw. That would be fine. But guess what? The money's gone, and they're not going. It's not like I can use that money and apply it to a future test. It's like if I take it, I take it. If I don't, then I'm just screwed. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna, and then that mindset, those little you know what? You know, it's a G note. You'll make it back. Take that. You already have that week off approved for work from everything that you're doing. You know what? Just relax that week. Don't take the bar. I had to come back and be like, you know what? If anything, that's going to be good practice for what? The next bar that I'm going to take and tackle. And then that's going to set the framework for the next bar afterwards. There's never going to be a guaranteed outcome for anything. It's not. So do your best, but sometimes your best isn't good enough, so do better than your best. And how do you do that? I don't know. It differs from person to person. But at some point, if it's like that unstoppable, immovable object meets the unstoppable force, is something going to give? Who's to say? In the end, if you're facing that challenge of starting over, but you're scared to because you're scared that there's not a guaranteed outcome, hey, you know what? Bet on yourself. Now, that's not to say just to be like, well, I'm going to go, like, for instance, take the California bar without studying for it, or without reading for it, or I'm going to take the law school admissions test, or the MCATs, or an engineering test, whatever, and just like, I'm just going to bet on myself while I've done zero preparation. No. Put some work into it. If you have time to doom scroll and do likes on Facebook and go through Instagram and comment, especially if you're commenting on stuff, people, one, you're probably in a lot of ways either virtue signaling or you're punching up. Because people who are on top don't punch down, they try to bring people up. So bet on yourself a little bit, but prepare yourself. In the end, if it's about starting over or tackling an issue, a challenge, handle that. Is it going to work out? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who's to say? But what if it does? And even if it doesn't work out, that sets the framework and puts that platform where you need to be to get to that step. And this is a little mantra of mine. I'm going to end this video with this. How do you get ultimately to the top? How? You stack little incremental wins to be the best you that you can be. So let's stack these wins this Saturday. Just don't go doom scrolling. Just don't be, saying crap on Facebook or Instagram. And I get a little hate online. People have told me, what a loser I am, or I'm this, or I'm that. I've done a soft white underbelly interview with Mark Leda. I want to go back. I want to do a second interview. I don't think I did as well as I should have. But I'm going to do a second interview with Mark on soft white underbelly. Lots of people talk shit about me. You know what? That's okay. But if you're talking shit about people, hey, you're probably punching up, not punching down. As Rumi said, the great philosopher, before something passes through the gates of your mouth, and that could be through your thumbs as well, is it true? Is it necessary? And is it kind? So let's stack these wins to be the best you that you can be on this Saturday. Welcome back to Resolute Climb YouTube channel. Let's stack those wins to be the best you that you can be.